Hey, what's good, y'all? What's good, YouTube? Just checking in. Haven't made a video in a while. It's not really my thing, but I'll do something once in a while. So this video is basically about my musical influences, a little bit more about me, and what else I'll put down. A little update on my latest release that you can watch on Bandcamp or you can listen to on Bandcamp. So I haven't made something in a while. Said let me do the brief update. Then this week um I'll do like I did the last video. I did like a quarantine, and broke down each song or track by track. Um, and the reason why I made it, and blah blah blah. So let's see, how can I start this? Oh, and shout out to my man Westside from Twitter. He gave me this hat right here, Westside brand. I hope y'all see it. So thought that looked good with my little camo, intro. So yeah, so I uploaded my mixtape, Social Distance. It's kind of like a political, and at the same time fun uh, album to listen to. It's about 16, 17 minutes long. Of course, got me scratching. Got a couple instrumentals on there, and of course, I got my skits and stuff, movie skits that I picked out. And I thought it was time to make something like this because 2020 been kind of different here, with the riots and police brutality. We got the woke conscious community, Black Lives Matter. You got all that type of stuff going on. So some things like I got on just some latest releases, things I had put together maybe years ago, and I tried to update it and stuff like that. But it's already the concept, and it was the right time to put something like this out. And I wish I could have put this out a couple of weeks ago because we had artists like Parrish, Arrested Development, and Chuck D, and somebody else too. It's like, so those was kind of like conscious type, artists and stuff like that. Say, oh man, I wish I could have really dropped mine this week. Well, that week it came out. I don't know if people will listen to it, but it's all good. I just checked my Bandcamp page. It did get like 39 plays so far or something like that. I don't know. I know I played it one time through to see if like each track actually worked, but I know I didn't play it like 39 times, so I know that's not me. So somebody's listening. I think the actual release date is today because I put the 7th. So you can purchase each track, individual, or you can buy the whole album, and the last track I put a 14, and that's the mixtape version where, I got it all, synced through, and I put some little interludes and little things in between, to make it flow different from if you listen to it from track by track. So either way, so you can buy the whole thing, if you just want to listen to, the album version, or you can listen to, the last track, which that's like the mixtape version that I put together, that I wanted it to flow, or if you just like, certain track, just purchase the one song, it's all good, or just listen to it. You can listen to it for free, So what else? Yeah, so that's on Bandcamp, and I'm gonna also, since I know how to do it now, put my other 2 releases on the Bandcamp, which was the DJGH reintroduction, and it had the Murderous Hornets that I put out last June or something like that. And I said then I said next time I make something, it's gonna be put it out in about October. So I was able to do that, and current album short and sweet, just like the last ones I put out. And also I put the comedy mixtape together, where I took a couple various old school comedians and put my beats underneath their comedy routines. And you can listen to those three right now on the Mixcloud, platform. If you got that app, check it out, listen to it. Not too many listens, but it's all good. Long as somebody clicked it and gave it a chance, that's fine with me. I'm not a big artist. I'm not one of these bitter people and stuff like that. I work for a living, so if I don't get paid for somebody wanna my music, or somebody don't want to work with me, that's all good because I'm always gonna make stuff. I guess I'm more humble, but nicely, I could hook up with some artists that influence me and put me under their wing, and I could get more professional. That'd be nice too. But if it don't happen, it's all good. It's all about being like independent thing now. People are not going to record labels anymore and asking for deals and stuff like that. So I figured that I need to learn how to do that myself. So even if I don't get sales and things like that, that's not gonna hurt me, or feel like I'm struggling because I have a regular job compared to some of these artists. They gotta do hustle and whatever. When the money get low, then they start talking about people, things like that. For me, you're not gonna get that because I'm always gonna go to my 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Um, what else? So yeah, let me see how I want to start this. A little brief, history about me. Of course, y'all know I'm from Rochester, New York. Um, I want to go at least through, um, so show you some couple CDs. Some of them I got on cassette too, but I ended up purchasing the CD, of course. So I'm gonna go kind of like a timeline. Some of them I didn't buy like the same year that they came out, maybe about two or three of them, something like that. So, um, but I wanted to show a couple um, CDs that kind of influence, my style and why I make the stuff that I make. You know, um, first, you can. I'm not gonna. I don't have them in front of me, but you could say some of your groups that had like the skits and the interludes. You could take like De La Soul, Wu Tang Clan. Um, Prince Paul. It was real good. Maybe the Gang Star, stuff like that. There was always in having the skits and the interludes. Even Bad Boy. Even though I'm not too crazy about some of the artists, but it was always good at putting the authentic sounding skits. And some other artists too that had the skits, but then they started something really I don't know, not too good to me. I always liked like the movie clips and stuff like that, like I guess I don't know, the RZA introduced that, or or the other Wu Tang members who actually like, yo, we can put this in there. I don't know who started that, but I would say to say Wu Tang, as a group. Um, so I always thought that was kind of cool, having those little movie clips and kind of beats in between their tracks and stuff like that. So I get them shout them out, shout out to them. But in maybe like late in mid to late '90s. Especially like after rappers like Tupac and Biggie, they got died. Then the music for me started getting. I know wasn't liking some of the artists. I'm not gonna name some of them. I don't know these people, so I'm not gonna name their name. But some of these artists, I didn't like their music. So but then you had like a couple, and some DJs and turntablists. They started doing different stuff. Like I said, once again, they're using like sound effects and skits and scratching, doing things. They're doing different stuff, compared to some of these other artists. Once Biggie and Tupac died down, everybody trying to be more hardcore. You know, I was off that. I've been listening to hip hop. I listen to different type of music and stuff too. But that was, I wasn't feeling some of the artists. But in the late to mid '90s, we had a lot of the turntablist crews, executioners, invisible scratch pickles. You got the beat junkies, and so on. And I always like the kind of like DJs and stuff too, scratching stuff. So that kind of stuff was slowly but dying off somewhat. But then you had like the turntablist crew. I'm talking about like the mid late '90s. This is for me. I'm not gonna. This is how my growing up in the '90s and coming from my experience. I'm not saying everything 100% when I'm saying it is accurate, right? But that's what I see or seen or he was hearing. So yeah, so he had the underground buzz coming out with different type of DJs and turntablists doing music. So I'm gonna break down or show you some of my influences or albums that when I listen to them, that's why I started listening to different stuff. While people was on to these other artists, I'm getting more, listen to more DJs and turntablists and stuff, especially coming from like what my senior year and going to like in college and stuff like that. Because that stuff was more like the jazz of hip hop. You still got the instruments. People probably they're playing their beat machines, they're scratching, records of turntables and stuff like that. So it's more, it was more musical than the artist that was coming out. You know what I mean? They while the rappers trying to be more thug and hardcore, you got another section, some underground and still kind of hip hop. You know, it's doing some different with instrumentals, beats, and things like that. So break down a couple, show a couple of CDs, things like that. So I don't know. This is the very first one, but let's go with the Dr. Octagon CD right here. Cool Keith, Dana Automator, and DJ Qbert. So when I first heard this, the different scratching and the movie clips and sound effects, I thought this album was cool. It was like something I never heard before. First album I bought from Cool Keith was the Set Style album. Even though this album came out before this, I started learning more about like Cool Keith. Probably listening to WRUR, So I started getting into more about like Cool Keith and things like that. So I bought the Set Style album, but then, I wanted to, I kept hearing more about like, this album and stuff like that. And he had different aliases and things like that. So I said, I'm gonna pick this up. So I bought the cassette. So I bought the cassette. I actually bought like two cassettes because one of them I didn't know. I was I'm kind of young too, so they had like two different test pressing or pressed up cassettes. So it was like two different Octagon. It could have been like dot Octagon colleges, or the one could have been like dot Octagon, but same covers, a little bit different, maybe different labels or something like that. Record labels. So the one of them I had took back. I wish I could have kept it back in the day. Like, oh, I would have got two different versions of the dot Octagon, but I think one of them had like the bonus tracks and the other one didn't original or something. Once again, this is what I can remember, and I'm saying it's accurate, and everything I show, I'm not actually promoting the artist. I'm just showing my experience. So I might flash, some albums, but I'm not gonna say, I'm promoting these guys. Um, so yeah, so when I first heard this, this was different. Um, it was cool to me because I started working like at a hospital. So when I heard this, I was really, kind of into it too, because I was like, oh, I'm like, yo, that's, I'm working at a hospital, listening to some little crazy doctor shit, So that was it's a fun album to listen to. Definitely classic, scratching, always amazing. I heard this a lot of times. I haven't listened to it in probably in a while. Yeah, a couple got this like the instrumental versions and stuff like that. Um, well, this is a definitely good album. This is a good, maybe like a beginning to say that kind of influenced maybe my style or what I like to make. So shout out to the artist that's on here. Um, Maybe gonna go with this one next. The Rob Swift, the Ableist. Um, this I might have started. I probably got this maybe in my senior year or my first year in college. I think probably my first year in college going to MCC, and this was like one of the albums too. I said it was like turntable and like jazz influence. I got to see them in 2001 in Rochester, and Rob Swift, I think they said he was, Total Eclipse and Rock Raider, they was signing CDs, they was signing stuff and talking to them stuff. And I came up with a whole bunch of their CDs, and maybe like 3 other CDs, And I remember Total Eclipse was like, yo, what's this? Like, yo, this is y'all, they are CDs. And I asked them where Rob was at. They said, oh, he's still at the hotel and stuff. I think Mr. Sinister, I think he wasn't performing with them that night. But Grandmaster Rock Raider, he signed my Rob Swift CD. These guys could see it. So I always thought that was cool that night. I was able to get like some kind of backyard, not backstage pass. I was walking around with that because I also was doing stream team work at the time. I think I was doing it for either the Home Records or the Good Vibe Recording. So I was trying to pass stuff around and stuff like that. I think I wasn't really supposed to do that, but I was passing stuff around like that. So that was always cool. I got that backstage pass thing still, and I got the flyer from the show. Also, I got to shake their hands and stuff like that and talk to them from there. So that was always, always a good experience. I can remember, and like, oh, these are my influence. These are my guys. I'm not good as those guys, but I got, that's what influenced me. We want to listen to them, want to try to do some stuff like what they do. Um, Let me see. Another good one. I might have got this one. Kind of like next. Like I said, some of these is not in order. I can't remember actually the timeline. So I might have got the Wave Twisters before I got the Rob Swift Ableist CD. And of course, this is a wacky album. Of course, this is a classic. I guess if you're into turntablism, I think this is probably a classic CD right here. It came out in '98. Yeah, so I was like 19. I probably was I think in my last year, maybe like high school or something like that. I got this. Then you got the Rob Swift, what's this one called? The Soulful Fruit album. Yeah. This is cool. I like this CD. It's flavorful, It's like you drive around and listen to this one at nighttime. It's nice. It's very good. We play this one in a while either. Some of these I haven't played in a while. Here's a cool one. And Return of the DJs. So one of my magazines, I don't know if I got the first one or the second one. I should have had the second one. I don't got it with me on the side right here. Uh, Once again, my timeline is kind of like fuzzy when I bought this stuff because it's been a long time I had these CDs. A lot of stuff I had for 20 years now. So, but actually, this album I bought last year, but I had it, bought this around like late 90s, like 98, 99. But I let my uncle borrow the CD and somebody broke into his car and took my CD. But last year I was able to find a copy online. I was happy to have this. I still got the volume 2 CD, stuff like that. And I always wondered, like, dang, I'll never find that CD again. You know what I mean? Um, I think this one would be kind of rare. And whoever broke into my car and stole the CD I had in the past, I don't know who would listen to it. Only people like me that I know listen to stuff like this. I never met any person that you talk about music, hip hop, like, yo, I got this, this turntablist CD or, vinyl or cassette. I never bumped into them. You know what I mean? I met a few different DJs and stuff like that, but I ain't never met no person that listened to, these albums. I might have heard somebody say something about like the Cool Keith, Dr. Underground album, but some of these other albums I'm showing you, I never had a conversation where somebody can say, like, yo, I bumped these albums right here. You know what I mean? Even people I grew up with, stuff like that. Started getting my late teens, early 20s and stuff. Something. I don't think they was listening to nothing like that. It'd be surprising me that I went to somebody's house and they had Return of the DJ CD. You know. Um, Here we go. You got the Mixmaster Mike anti-theft device album right here. I think I got this at Record Archive in Rochester, New York. I always thought this was an LCD. Got the spine right here. It's like this orange. The CD here. And yeah, this one was, and I always say, I used to say this for years, and still might be though. I always said this is like the illest album that I heard because this is just different from anything I've ever heard. Some of the things I hear, like I heard them, for so long that I never think like, wow, like this is amazing. Think about that. But back in the day, man, I was just thinking like this is like the illest shit I had in my collection. Probably still is. And it's always interesting too, because when I used to read the credits, and I used to look at like the engineering and who assisted and stuff like that. And it's the engineer. I'm not gonna put out right now, but whatever the guy name is on there, they show him in the Scratch movie, the DVD about the DJs and turntablists and stuff like that. So that was real interesting too, because when I used to read the credits, like, yo, who engineered this? Because this shit is was ill. I never heard anything like this before. So it was cool, interesting to see him. He was actually actually got to see what that dude looked like, you know what I mean? And, I swear, when I used to read the credits, and I can't think of the guy's name right now, but the engineer, the same guy that's in the Scratch movie, I knew who he was, like, before, the Scratch movie, because I had this CD already, and I was reading credits and stuff like that. Like, and once again, I used to think, or maybe still is like the illest shit that I have in the collection, because I never the engineering and how they did the beats and put things together. It's all interesting to me. So shout out to Mixmaster Mike right here. Here go another good one. You got the DJ Spooky. This is called Rhythm Warfare. Yeah, this one came out like 90, yeah. So this album was interesting too, because this was a time about this album, like right when I stopped like smoking weed for something for a second. I was looking for work, and I had to stop smoking because I didn't want to get drug tests and stuff like that. But I was saying like, man, when I bought this, like, man, this is the shit I need to be listening to while I'm smoking. You know, I used to play this one a lot, man. This is real interesting. Of course, it's got like Cool Keith on there, a lot of like instrumentals and scratching. You know, real like different type shit. So this one and this and probably the Mix Master mic like neck and neck. The beats and stuff like that, and the scratching, and you know, cutting up and some different shit. You know what I mean? Like in the late '90s, they was doing like different shit. You know what I mean? Like now it's kind of like the underground and stuff there, like popping, and you got the trap music. You know, shout out to um, the artists like the Gazelle, the Record Family. You got 38 Special, Ito, and all the my guys from Rochester. You know, was doing it, and I actually used to see those guys at the clubs and the underground freestyle stuff, and I probably got some things with them on video when I had my high 8 video camcorder when I used to record like some of the b-boy shows and stuff like that, some of the freestyle battles. I used to have my camcorder and videotape some of that stuff. So I don't have my camcorder no more. I still got my tape somewhere. With I probably got with that stuff on there. I'm pretty sure I got them somewhere on those videos. You know what I mean? Shout out to DJ Spooky and Rhythm Warfare. Um, let's see. Oh, this one was a good show. And they got the cassette of this right here, the Beat Junkies. Um, like I said, in the late '90s, I was trying to get away from some of the artists they had, especially on the East Coast vibe. I wasn't really feeling those artists, so I was going out to listen to stuff like the West Coast artists, and of course the Beat Junkies. I got like all three, the volume on cassettes of these mixtapes. You know, this is a classic right here because this is the double, cassette right here featuring DJ Rhythmatic. I think the other one, third one, maybe like Melody, and the first one, can't think of who did the first one right now. But shout out to the Beat Junkies. They put me on to like a lot of artists. I started listening to them more, So once again, the East Coast artists, I wasn't really, there. As far as the music, they wasn't doing nothing musically. I thought it was cool, like they used to do, especially getting getting rid of the DJs and stuff like that. So I started listening to more of the artists that's probably on this cassette. Some of the other cassettes that I have. I got a bunch of different like West Coast compilations with different underground artists, and back then, I guess they was pressing up the 12-inch vinyls and to giving them to DJs, and they was just doing their thing for us to mixing and stuff like that, and putting out their albums. So a lot of those probably songs that's on that cassette was probably 12-inch albums at first. Let me see. I got this one on cassette right here. This is the MTV Masters of the Ones and Two History of the Greatest DJs. I got this on a vinyl, but right as you can see, I got a cassette right here in my hand. I bought this one recently. I don't even know maybe. Yeah, I was listening to this one over the weekend. So the CD is not in here. I think it's still in my CD player. But yeah, I bought this one actually this year. Bought this one recently, but once again, I had the vinyl. Had that for probably almost close to 20 years also. So got the same song, tracks on all your turntablists and DJs. So check this out: Masters of the One and Twos, History of the Greatest DJs, Volume 1 and 2. Um, no, Masters of the Ones and Twos. I'm sorry, MTV CD. I bought this one this year too. This one came out some years ago. This actually came out 2002. So 2002. This is the soundtrack to the movie Scratch. I actually saw the movie Scratch at the Little Theater in Rochester, New York. I went to the screening. I still got the card or the advertisement that says the screening. I went and saw that, and then there was a couple, people from like Rochester, other DJs and stuff like that. That was into like hip hop and things. I remember them being there too. But I still got the card that for the screening, the first screening. I don't know if it was the first. I guess the first Rochester screening. That they played it there at the Little Theater back in whatever year it came out. I don't know, 2000 or 2001 or something like that. So I still got that card, and I got the Scratch movie DVD. So, but this is a soundtrack. I like this one right here. And this is a recent one, probably the last Scratch album I bought a few months ago. So even though it's older, this is something recent to me. Another CD, got Kid Koala here. I got a few of his albums. This kind of influenced me. I had this one back when this came out too. I bought this when it came out. I believe I bought this in Greasetown Mall, Rochester, New York, whatever year this came out. I don't know if you see it on the back. I don't see what year. What year? I don't know. Probably like 99 or something. I don't know. Whatever year it came out, I bought this when it dropped. And I was able to. I saw him on Kid Koala like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. He was in Nashville, so I drove to Nashville to watch him perform, and I bought bought a vinyl album from him. He signed it, so that was pretty cool. And I got to talk to him for a few minutes. It was a lot of artists, a lot of people and stuff want to talk to him and buying things from him. So I didn't talk to him for a whole long while, but I told him, like, hey, I used to study your music. Another album listen to. Let me see. Okay, guys, yeah, this is important. I'll pull this one out. So this kind of influenced me later, and when I was DJing for the group The Legacy, I did that for about a year or so, and I think I mentioned to him, or I had to listen to. I was listening to this album before I joined the live group. So I was kind of like studying. So when I was able, when I was at the live group, I was able to adapt real quick because I already knew what to do. I already had like kind of sound effects and stuff like, oh, okay, I'm playing with the live group. I know what to do because I was always listening to stuff like this already. So yeah, he's definitely, shout out to Kid Koala, definitely influenced me, or at least, I had to study most of these artists, once again, I might not be as skilled or them, stuff like that, but I kind of not even took their ideas, but what I wanted to do, what I like to do, incorporate stuff I had learned from them how to put an album together. That's why I try to make my stuff cohesive, more have a theme to it, and just not like just a compilation of stuff. It always have, I try to make stuff that have kind of at least like a story to it. Just like my latest mix, Social Distance, go on Bandcamp, check it out. It has a theme, it's like almost like a political, a woke conscious, you know, um, kind of theme to it, also with but like I said, with all the things that's going on in um, in 2020, it need to be heard. There's a couple artists and rappers that say, man, they need to be putting out stuff like they used to do, like back in the day. More on a political, conscious side and stuff like that. So I can always do kind of street hardcore gangster stuff. I wanted to put some hidden messages and things like that, and flex my somewhat production skills and scratching and stuff like that. Hmm. So yeah, that's like the brief history or some kind of things, albums that kind of influenced me and to do what I do. So if people like those type of albums, then I don't see why not. They want to enjoy, listen to what I like. Of course, there's some other CDs and albums I definitely would have like I don't have in front of me, but I could have said like um, DJ Filipino the Fist is DJ Shadow. Is a bunch of I had the intro. I don't have it now, but I used to have like the introduction. Um, his cassette, but I got some of his other albums too. So he was an influence. I was listening to that stuff. All the kind of like DJ turntable stuff I was listening to, like the '90s, late '90s, and things like that. Once again after you got the biggest hip hop stars. Um, Dying and stuff like that. It was just the music just went like downhill for me. You know. Um, so yeah, so that's pretty much my history right there for my musical influence. Not influence, not my history of DJing and stuff like that. Maybe another video I go into more more stuff of what I did and influences and stuff. Um, so this last minute thing I did want to talk about, or I got this magazine, Rolling Stone magazine. I got the 500 greatest albums of all time, and number one was the Marvin Gaye album right here. So shout out to Marvin Gaye, rest in peace. Um, this album is a beast right here. I like this album. And I got this. I had this for about like 2 years. I got this like at Target. This was like the album I bought at Target. So this is, I guess, a good album to pick number one. Now I just got this magazine, over the weekend. I'm gonna get a chance to probably read it tomorrow at work and see like all the albums that they name. I skimmed through it because I want to say like, yo, what kind of albums in here? Some things I got, some I want to see the explanation, like, well, why they pick these albums or some of these artists, things like that. So so might want to pick that up and see, what albums that you got that's in this latest Rolling Stone magazine, or the 500 greatest hip hop albums for to them. That's what I'm guessing. Um, their word is not law, of course, but that's what they pick for their magazine. Hmm. So this is almost it. I'm gonna try to wrap it up real quick, but make sure you download or at least listen to my latest mixtape, Social Distance, on the Bandcamp. Maybe I'll put it on different kind of streaming other platforms, but definitely you can go and you know and purchase some tracks you want and listen to it. You know, something to listen to before you listen to your banger CD. You know what I mean? Your real album. So it's something that gets you going and get you thinking, stuff like that. I'm trying to keep DJing turntablist stuff alive from what I can do and what I learned and taught myself. So I'm coming from the spirit of the guys that I just showed the CDs of their style. But I'm doing what I like to do. I'm not trying to be like them, but I'm trying to stay in that lane of what those artists did. Now I don't know if it's. I'm pretty sure now in this music game is just like flooded. So if somebody want to purchase something on the Bandcamp site, I really do appreciate it. But there's so many artists right here. It would be hard to blow up. Everybody's putting stuff online. Everybody's doing independent things. So if nobody don't want to purchase anything, I wouldn't be mad or sad. But at least I'll listen to it though. You know what I mean? Because I think there's some things on there that you'll enjoy. Out of 13 tracks, at least one, you might like. So, and what I'm going to do, break down this weekend track by track, either Saturday, Sunday, or maybe Monday. Because it's got the holiday got off, so I got time, to break down, to do a video and let you do so listening party. So I think I think every artist should do that. Um, should have like some kind of listening one-on-one with the fans, talk about their tracks and who produced it and who wrote it and who played instruments and things like that. You know, of course, my album, I'm not gonna give everything away, but I do want to, um, tell you guys, the reason why, what I did, what I mean, and what this mean and stuff like that, and why I picked, these movie clips and things. So, um, yeah, I think that is it. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video. So now it's almost at the 45-minute mark. I know I'm not the best at talking in front of the video. I always wonder like how people can talk like real long and they like really animated from the screen. I'm not animated like that, so you're not gonna get too much. But shout out to all the YouTubers that do videos. One thing I'm trying not to do is talk about other like artists and things like that because I'm not even famous or getting money like that for what I do. So I don't want to talk about other artists and say oh they're whack and talk about people. That's not really my thing. So I'm not 100% saying I'm never gonna do that. But for now, I don't see myself want to gossip or talk about people, sounding bitter and well, I'm not in the industry and thinking why people not buying my stuff and that artist is whack. When they're making probably good amount of money and doing things. I'm still at level one. Well, at least I try to contribute to um, musically musically to hip hop. So I'm not going to be a person that just talk about people's stuff. If I'm going to talk about it, at least I'm trying to make my own. You know what I mean? So that's what I do. I'm not just going to talk about people's stuff. Shit. Because I'm gonna be like, I'll figure like you talking about other people's stuff. Where your stuff at? You know what I mean? Where can I listen to your music? You know what I mean? People talk about artists, but then you go to their social media or try to go to their video and things, and they're I can't find anything. You know what I mean? I'll just find like videos you talking about, or you writing stuff. You're tweeting or your Instagram. You're talking about people. You know what I mean? That's like bad energy. You know what I mean? I'm about positive. You know, no bad energy. You know what I mean? So yeah, basically that's what I'm gonna do. I'm always gonna try to make my own stuff. That way, if I do, talk about somebody other shit, you know, call somebody else stuff whack. But at least I got my own. At least I'm trying to make my own shit. I'm not just gonna talk about you know um the next artist that's doing better than me. You know what I mean? But YouTube. Thanks for watching. Make sure you comment, share. Go to the Bandcamp, Mixcloud. Check out all my work. Know what I mean? Download stuff. And I don't know. Also, if you want me to send stuff to you by like email, I'll give you my Cash App. Just contact me. Then I can send you the file or a certain song and stuff um, by by email, and I'll just charge like $1 if you put like $1 in the Cash App, and I'll just send it to you by email. So I'm gonna put that in the description, and hopefully y'all listen to what I do and support. All right, peace.